Welcome to Icarus, an open-world survival crafter building game where I plan on surviving for the next 100 days, building myself a beautiful place to store all of my valuables, beating bosses around the map which progressively gets harder, as well as exploring all the lands and secrets it has to offer. I will be doing this on Prometheus, being the hardest map in the game, as well as doing it on hard mode. This was all recorded on Twitch, so make sure to check out the links down in my descriptions. And without further ado, my name is Verticens, and let's get into this adventure. So, after loading into the world of Prometheus, you might notice that there's no thick purple fog. That's because I played this with mods installed to prevent the fogs in the plains and the swamps from appearing. Now, just like any other survival crafting game that there ever is, you started off by simply grabbing all the sticks and woods and the resources around the ground and making yourselves a couple of tools, and then obviously just gathering even more resources. Now, this game has a lot of aspects to it that I will explain in depth when we go through the game, because this game might be hard to understand if you don't play the game yourself. So I will try my best to explain everything as it comes along. Where to start? That's the cost of craft. We don't need that just yet, I guess. Wood buildables would be a good thing to get early, but not like now early. Generic slots would be good early, but not that early. Yield, on the other hand, would probably be the best early game. Like that, just to get more yield. So what you just looked at is the skill tree within the game. Every time you level up from level 1 to level 60, you are going to unlock skill tokens that you can use to unlock talents to make it, for example, faster yield, more yield, faster swing with tools, better durability, cheaper craft cost, and so many other things. I will try to keep you guys in the loop of what I unlocked throughout the game, but with there being so many things being unlocked, I will probably ram it up in towards the end to show you guys what I had it then. I don't even know why I killed him. He gives me nothing. But hey, he do be dead, I guess. Might as well skin it. We already took its life. Already took his life, so many creatures. I'm scared now. I'm naked and afraid. Is cloth armor default? So with me having played this map in the past and knowing about some really good base locations, as well as my chat helping me out as well, I basically just spent the next while farming all the wood, fiber, and stone that I would need to build a little house. Obviously, your carrying capacity for early game is quite slim until you use talents to level it up, so we had to build somewhere fairly early if we wanted to continue gathering more resources. I need to level up. There's no animals. Just these fucking just goats everywhere. There we go. We leveled up. We only got 2 skill points, but that is all I need. There we go. Now we got cheaper building for wood, which will help us. I can't even grab it. Cool. Let's go home then. Wow, look at our island with trees and stuff. It's so exciting. Alright, so my cooking is this. So we'll start with pillars, make them tall and beautiful, like always. Very tall and beautiful. 1. Yeah, that's enough space. We're gonna need a staircase to offer it. There we go. We now have our humble little shack. Might as well farm this. We did chop it after all. Land. Oh, there's a beer. There's a beer. I have 25 arrows. Yeah, we're good for it. Where'd you go, Pookie? There you go. Okay. Okay. Let's just shoot him in. Okay, then. Can you get hits? Thank you. Come to me. We're going in the water, buddy. Can you catch up and hit me in the water? No, I don't think you can. There you go. Bear down, bear down, bear down. I only got 1 talent point. I need 2. And after successfully taking down a bear, I wanted even more. So for the next while, I took down all the animals that I could find, gathering as many bones, leather, and fur as possible. Meaning I'd be able to make bone arrows which are stronger than stone arrows, as well as better clothing and gear in the near future. And once all the wildlife had been dealt with, I farmed even more trees as I needed to build new things as well as cook in my campfire. And if you've ever played any survival game, you should know that farming trees is getting done a lot in any game whatsoever. Now, next thing I wanted to do was to find boars, because boar meat gives you 10% more experience gained with the food buff it offers, and normal meat will give you more health and stamina with the food buff that gives. So long story short, there's a lot of food buffs and recipes you can make in this game, and just like the talent tree, I will explain more in depth later when we actually make those specific things. And sadly, I wasn't able to find any boars in the area they usually spawn in, but once we do find some, we'll be having a minimum of 10 XP gain forever, as I'll just keep farming them. What I did find though was a cave. And because I'm in a cave in the plains, also known as the greeny grass area, it'll offer me anything from iron, coal, copper, and the occasional gold. But for now, we just needed to farm a lot of iron, as we obviously want to stop using stone tools as soon as possible. And on my way home, after farming out as much as I could farm, I also farmed some oxide, which is used to make oxygen for oxygen tanks to survive on the planets that have been left on to die, as well as other recipes later in the game. I then crafted a water purifier so I could drink clean water, as non-purified water gives you debuffs, and well, everybody knows that clean water would probably taste better as well. Just place some right here. Split. What the hell? Drag it in, I guess. Put that in there. There we go. Now we have fresh water. Well, not just yet, but now we will have fresh water, rather. With the water purifier being set up, I set out for another journey. I wasn't gonna give up on finding boars just yet, so that's what I would go hunting for. Also, can we just take a moment to talk about how beautiful this game really looks? Like, the graphics are truly amazing, so make sure to let me in the comment section down below if you have played Icarus, as well as what map your favorite is.
A boar. Our first boar. Two. Right next to each other. Bro, stop moving like that. Two of them right next to each other. Let's go. Alright, give me a lot. Give me a lot. Give me a lot. 3. Not a lot. And another 4. And a broken knife. And no stamina. And a horse.
And after taking out these 2 boars, gaining myself some food for XP, I got hit by a storm, and there's different storms that arrive on Icarus with different danger rates. And if you look at the top right, they come in yellow, orange, and red. Red being the most dangerous, obviously, so with it being a yellow storm and me not having any storm protection, I should probably head back to my house. And after making it home, I started cooking the bacon as well as grabbing my other foods, meaning I'd have some decent food buffs for early game. Later in our life though, would obviously get better food buffs, but that is later though.
Wait for the pig meat, and then we're all good. All good, all good. And then we'll go back to the cave, I think, that we were in. Let's just get at least 1 pig meat, because that gives me 5 experience, and pig gives me 15, I think it is. I think it's 15 for the pig. Is it? 15, yeah. There we go. We'll eat that in a second once we get slightly closer.
I then found myself going back to the cave we were at earlier because I still needed a lot more resources. Icarus is amazing for its journeys and all, but if you're not willing to farm resources till your fingers bleed, it's not a game I'd recommend. But I have never had anything against farming resources, especially when I know the amazing things I can make with them. And you might wonder what I did after looting the cave. I went back home and farmed even more. But this time I'd be farming stone, oxide, sulfur, and silica, which are resources we will be needing a lot of in the future, as well as dealing with the occasional jaguar that just keeps trying to murder me.
Goddamn! Everyone is so angry. So many angry animals. Are you getting a horse again? Of course. Let's get a crafting bench, an anvil, furnace, contact, exchange, oxides. All right, let's get going then.
So, after learning some new blueprints, I started placing them. First one being the crafting bench, which is where I craft specific items, such as better tools, as well as other blueprints I just learned. And the further into the game you get, you need to craft a better workbench to make better tools and items. I then made an oxide dissolver, which is used to put oxide into liquid form to then put it into your oxygen tank, which then makes your oxygen last longer. As well as a furnace to cook up all of my resources before another storm would hit my base.
Bro, my house. Ah, shit, my house. Ah, shit, I forgot. Hammer, help! My house. My fucking house. Stop.
And with the storm being dealt with, I crafted more items. First one being the anvil, which is where you make tools as well as other resources needed. And you might also be wondering what I can do about my house breaking during storms, and the answer is easy. Once you turn your base into stone, it'll no longer break by the storms. But we don't have the resources to do that just yet. What I do have the resources for though is to make myself some metal tools.
Iron axe, iron pickaxe, iron knife. And my number one priority in life is masonry bench. For sure, masonry bench. Without a doubt. Let's go put our metal tools to use. We need to get... I forgot. I don't know why I wanted... Oh, we need coal, amongst other things. So we could make something. There was something I needed coal for. I think it was, to make steel, because steel is like the long lasting tool here, right? Like once we get to steel, which is level 20, then we're not going to be using a better tool until we use platinum.
So yet again, we wanted better tools than the ones that we had, because as a greedy human being, I'm always going to want better items. But long story short, metal tools are not as good as steel, obviously, and steel tools will last much longer in this game because the next tool better than steel is platinum, like I just said, and we can't get platinum tool until kind of deep into the game when we have a lot of resources and we're still poor. I went into the cave, farmed up all of the resources that was there, and then moved on with my day.
And back to being over encumbered. We need to get a mount like now. Okay, where the frickety frick chick lickety blick? Where were we?
With more resources on hand, it was time to build new items. I then built a contact device, which is where you can buy things from the space station with currency gained in-game by doing missions and farming special resources, as well as the mission board, which is where I can start missions, and this is where you do quests for items, as well as slowly progressing yourself towards doing boss fights later in life. I then used the contact device to order a horse from the station, which can be used as a mount, making exploring and farming a whole lot easier. And not to feel alone on this planet that I have been left on, I also got myself some dogs and cats as companions. I then built a nice fence around my balcony so my companions wouldn't have the opportunity to run away from me.
Hello there.
No, his name is Archibald. No, it's Archibald.
We can't name him that. Choose a name, choose a name, choose a name. We're calling him Ben. I like the name Ben. We're calling him Ben.
I then made a ranching bench, meaning I'd be able to make a saddle for my horse and finally use him as a mount traveling through the lanes. And even if I now get over encumbered, the horse doesn't, meaning I can farm as many resources as my inventory can hold. I then headed towards a cave in the snow, and the snow has better resources than the plains does, but with it being a smaller cave, we won't get too much. We'll still be getting some money, and because I'm using boar meat, I'll also level up extremely easily by farming resources, meaning we'll get to level 20 in no time, so we can finally build our base up to stone instead of wood. And as you can see, with the horse, I was able to farm a lot of resources, and a couple more trips like this and we're gonna be rich. I then finally built bigger storage boxes, and with this house still being my starter and me building a bigger base later, I was still running out of room right now, but this would be fine until we get some bigger boxes later. I then finally built myself a masonry bench, meaning I would be able to upgrade my base to stone, keeping me safe from angry animals and storms that wants to ruin my house.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. We got the stone house. Make sure Ben gets some points. Give him some more health. Want to make sure he stays alive, obviously. Does that fix it? It sure does. There we go. And then we can start mapping out the path.
I then started building a base from this small little island I now live on towards the big island I plan on building my actual base on top of. And then we'll build bridges from the islands to the actual, land around me to make it easy for me to get from A to B and not have to swim too much in the game.
Look at that. We got a humble little bridge. Time to clear out the island slightly, I guess. And I think what we do is we build an animal house, with beds and, places for them to sleep and all that good stuff over here. And we'll make it a 4x2.
Now, even your animals deserve somewhere to sleep in this game. Well, actually, they need somewhere to sleep because they need to have beds so they can actually grow and continue to grow stronger, as well as food bowls to actually eat out of, unless you want to manually feed them and have them starve the majority of the time. So I built myself a nice little area for my animals, as well as putting a fence on my bridge because, it's not really a bridge if it doesn't look pretty. So adding a little fence would do exactly that. And then I finished off the little animal base, put beds for them inside of it.
And then we'll build our main base per usual in the center. Something in the center. But I'm going to try to build a house this time and see if I can fit everything we need inside of a literal house. And then a bridge here, maybe a bridge there. So yeah, it's going to look fucking fire.
I then went out to farm yet another cave, but I won't bore you guys with showing too much of what happened. As you probably understood by now, we'll be doing a lot of farming throughout this game. But nonetheless, we got very rich. Also, make sure to check that you are subscribed down below and leave a comment if you are enjoying this video. And once I made it home, I crafted myself a scarecrow, or as in Icarus would call it, a creature deterrent, because in Icarus, we obviously have to make the easy sayings as hard as possible. But the scarecrow basically makes it so predator animals are less likely to appear and go to the area the deterrent is placed.
4 hours. And the circle is looking... Yeah, it's covering my home and that home. So that looks good. And it also doesn't look bad.
And sadly, I was only level 18 and I needed to be level 20 to make steel tools. And I was also out of boar meat, so I went out hunting for some yet again.
Oh, yes. There's one boar. One singular boar. Right in the eye sockets. Man. You only gave us 4. Hey, another boar. So we are back in action now. He gave me 6. Alright, that's good. That means we have 10. 10 boar is, that's good. That's, we're looking at real numbers then. We're okay now. We'll be okay for a while then, now that we have 10 again.
And once I got to level 20, I learned steel tools and other blueprints that I would need soon and started crafting as much steel blue as possible, which will turn into steel ingots to make our steel tools. And while I was waiting for the steel ingots to cook, I made the decision to build another bridge from my small house to land to make it easier to leave and come home, especially with my animals.
Yeah, didn't even need that much to build this little bridge right here. Very nice. One connector there. One connector there. Fence. Fence, fence, and fence. And a railing, and a railing. And a railing, and a railing. And then we'll do a double gate. Just to make sure that animals can't walk right in.
And once I was all done making the bridge, my steel was ready and I crafted myself some steel tools, which will be a lot better than my metal ones. And that basically was the last thing I did on day 20. I then built a chicken coop, which is used for gathering eggs. Kind of obvious. And eggs are used for making better food recipes for better buffs, which we won't get until later, but we might as well start gathering the ingredients now. And the next thing I did was to craft myself some fur armor, which is good for exploring the snow as well as having decent protection. We would get way better armor in the future, but for now this will do. As well as me planning on spending quite some time in the snow as well.
There we go. We got the fur coat on. The fur coat is equipped. And with that being said, there's a lot of things we can do.
I then wanted to make a bunch of rugs as to give you a higher coziness level, which is yet another buff. Meaning if I harvest as much fiber as I can possibly carry and craft a horrible amount of rugs and stack them next to my bed, I will have a sleeping buff that lasts for the entire day cycle, as well as having a bigger health bar, more stamina, and so much more. And as you can see, it'll now give me a 44-minute buff because of the rugs and the stats I gave to my dogs and cats, with a 216% effectiveness, which gives me way more health and stamina and will make it higher later. I'll show you more of how good the cozy buff is really soon.
Y'all ain't got no coziness like at all, or what? Do you guys just not have coziness? Dogs don't have coziness, I guess. I guess just do maximum health on him then. Where'd my cat go? There you are. Oh, you're thirsty, are you? I got you. Oh, we need wheat as well.
After that, I harvested a bunch of wheat, which is used for a lot of food recipes. But as of right now, what I wanted to use it for was to make animal feed, which is a good food for animals, lasting long as well as giving them stamina buffs. And because I was running out of room and had way too many workbenches I needed to place, I also expanded my little house a little bit more. I'll obviously be building a way bigger house later, but for now, I just needed a little more room for stuff to work. And this looked really good for now.
Which is a little bit of fiber and a little bit of wood. Because while we're at it, since I made too many, might as well strengthen these 4. Because I made too many. There we go. A bigger home for everyone. Like so. Now we got the textiles. The factory is factorying. We need more boxes though. That's why I made more nails in the first place, so we could make a few more.
I then made a cement mixer and started making concrete mix, which is used for building concrete blocks, which is one of the building materials I would be building my actual house with. But it takes long to craft, but at least we got started doing it. I also made a concrete furnace so I could cook up my gold and other items. It's both faster than a normal furnace, and for example, gold can't be cooked in a normal furnace and has to be cooked in higher concrete furnaces or above. And with my new furnace in place, I might as well farm a bunch of resources. So I headed into the snow into a cave that I found and farmed out all the resources that I could fit in my inventory. And after almost 2 days of straight up farming, this is what I came home with. So as you can see, we are being quite productive. This is only scratching the surface of what I'm going to farm throughout this video though. And with me being locked in and super productive, I might as well go farm 1,000,000 wood as well, meaning I would have a good amount of resources for a while. And after finishing, as you can see, I had a full inventory of wood, fiber, and stone.
There we go. Slowly but surely getting my comfort in. What am I looking at then as of current? 54 minutes. Not bad. I was running out of stone to make concrete mix, so I went outside to farm as much stone as I could carry. And after making it home, as you can see, we managed to farm quite a bit of stone. And it's absolutely massive, so I chose to place it on the side of my base and out of sight. The only thing it's used for is to craft items such as tools and arrows, so I won't be using it much. But to get platinum tools later, we will need it for that, which is why we made it. We got some skill points now. Boom. 2 more levels and we'll have 15 more XP gained by default. We now have 8 more by default. W. What was I doing here? What was I working on? Oh, we might as well do stamina because we need to get this up so we can get the extra stomach. So we might as well just get more stamina. There we go. W stamina bar. I then built yet another bridge, which would go from the big island to the mainland, which is where we'll be building our main house very soon. So having a bridge placed would make it a lot easier to leave and enter when we get that far. Why are we all so angry? Why is the whole animal kingdom here? Like literally? Why are you breaking my bridge? I just built it. Oh, we're so close to leveling up, but I'm gonna log off here. I need to level up before I log. Does that do it? No. Bro, where are my arrows going? Whatever, I'll fucking chase you down then. There we go, I can leave now. Well, I guess I have to deal with you first. Arrows going to the void for real. 10% stamina. And then we just need one more level and then we'll get 15% XP. We're level 27 after.
Brada, I need to go inside. It was then finally time to make some new items, starting with the recurve bow, which is better than my old bow, so we'd finally be able to deal with the threats of the land even better now, and as well as a full set of platinum tools, meaning you already know where we are going next. I would be making a platinum sickle as well, but for now I didn't have enough platinum to do so. It was then finally time to bring my buffalo out for a journey, and as I mentioned earlier, the buffalo has an opportunity to hold up to 1,000 kilograms of items, which you can probably tell is quite a few items. So with that in mind, I planned on going into a larger cave that I knew was out in the snow and gathering all the resources it had within.
If you want more copper, swamp and grassland is the way to go. Yep. Well, that's the beauty of the cave we're going into, because the cave we're going into is a mixture of snow and swamp. So that's why I think this cave will give me a little bit of everything I need from here on out. And then let's get to it. Sun's going down too. Almost home. Actually, that's not entirely true. We do have quite the journey ahead. Especially if Buffalo doesn't want to go up. Need a bandage. Bro. No. Tell me now where you're going. Explain yourself to where you're going. Seriously, explain yourself. Got stuff to depot, little bro. And then you can get... What did I already... We were doing something. Oh, I just gave you health because I can't learn this one yet. That's how that works. Need to learn that one. There we go.
So as you can see, the buffalo is very efficient as we managed to fill every slot he had in the cart as well as almost my entire inventory. A few more trips like this in the future and would probably most likely just be set for life. And it was then time to clear out the resources, trees, and basically everything that spawned on my island as I was finally ready to start getting the layout for my main base.
Like that. Right? And then something like this. Like that. Then a 2x2 entrance, right? And then this is where the house starts. So 2, 3, 4, 6. We need 3 more foundations if we're doing it like this. And we do like a big entrance here. And I feel like that's plenty of size. That's plenty big enough. We just need to, when we start building, we just need to make it not look like a box. So let's figure that out when we get there. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 plus 10, 24. Yeah, so I need 48. No way I made enough lures. Then what I was thinking was, what if we do this? But then I was thinking in my head just now that let's not do that. Okay, well, my fucking box is finished.
So just bear with me for a little while when it comes to building this base. Building bases in Icarus I find extremely difficult, even though I have an entire YouTube channel for building bases in a different game, and I usually spend a lot of time building in open world survival games. But like I said, bear with me because the end result of this base is going to be absolutely wonderful. There's a lot of things that I will be changing about it by adding windows, staircases, balconies, and everything around it to make it look a lot prettier and more pretty to the eye, because that is very important when it comes to bases in video games. They gotta look pretty to the eye. So like I said, just bear with me, but for now we're living out of a literal box. And the next thing I did was to add some pretty wooden floors to my foundations, making the floors look a lot better to walk on, as well as obviously prettier as well. Until further ado, I just enclosed my ceiling with some stone floors to prevent storms from damaging my items, as well as the fact you have to have an enclosed area to place your benches. We would build the base up later though, but we needed to get more resources before we got that far. I also built staircases that would lead to the next floor later, with some good room underneath it for larger deployables as well, as some of the deployables in this game are absolutely massive. I then built some shelves on the entire side of one side of the base, which is where I would store all my storage boxes, making them out of sight and not taking up too much space for other items that we'll also need.
Like, they added it for kitchen stuff, so like they clearly know how to program it. It's not like adding snapping is a specifically hard thing to add, I assume. So I feel like they could definitely just cook up some snapping so I can stop standing here with my fucking OCD like this. Alright, let's see. Perfect. Absolutely. Why is it just forces me out of the way? Yeah. Okay. Well, at least we know that if you're building on a 7x7, if your walls are 7 long, you can fit 18 boxes perfectly, basically without failure, because we have done it twice first try.
I then went to farm a bunch of wood and fibers so I could make signs on all of my boxes to make it easier to find my items within the house. Only thing missing now is to move all my items from my little house into my big house, but I won't bore you guys with the endless trips that took. I then set up a generator inside of the animal house that would distribute power into my house until later. We would eventually use solar panels as they are better, but this would do good for now, as well as an electric pump to provide me with water. It was then time to move all my deployables from my old house into this one, placing it in a good manner to where it would have a lot of room for other items as well. You can also build upgraded benches with more blueprints and faster efficiency, so we'll be doing that later too. I then built the absolutely massive deployable I was talking about earlier, the Foundry. Demon of a name, which is literally just an anvil by the end of the day, just that it can craft the best items in the game. But there is no way you can explain to me why it's this big, but please do try in the comments though. I also built myself an electric furnace, being one of the most efficient furnaces, and it can cook the best resources as well. And at this point in the game, we are ready to start making some of the best armor in the game, so we might as well get ourselves some good modules. So I brought down a fire resistance module as well as a cut and deep cut resistance module, and with that being gathered, it was finally time to start doing missions, something that I probably should have done ages ago, but it's certainly time to find the story of Prometheus. I then jumped on my horse and headed towards the destination of my mission to try and intercept the message and the journey along the way.
Die. Hello? Don't do it, horse. Stay. I got this one. You stay there. I got this. Bro, why are y'all not dying to one arrow? That did not hit me. Bro, I'm gonna die. It hurts.
Man, this must have been up here for a while. Just look at this place.
Nope, not looking.
This was supposed to be an urgent op. We're hot on the heels of nothing. I'm surprised we even got a signal from this junk. Well, Suppose it doesn't change the job. Better clean this place out.
W icebox. What if I don't want to? What if I don't want to give it back? What if I want to keep it myself? Bro, what are you doing on my staircase? Or near my staircase? Move on. Hey, look at that. They're giving me free loot. And there's the thing I needed. Beautiful. How about we just put it like literally right here? Put you right there, right there. Like dead center right here. And then gotta put that on my hotbar. Let me put that right there. Perfecto.
Nice work.
So after getting some free loot and really enjoying doing that first mission, I started yet another one. But this time they sent me deep into the swamps to explore over there. So that's exactly what I did. I did not bring... Damn, horse gonna fucking die here. I'm calling it now. This horse is dead. Which would be very bad for business. All in the process of me not preparing properly for the mission. Supposed to have a box for him that I can leave his ass in so he doesn't die, and I didn't bring one. Not a lot we can do about it now, I guess. Could obviously build him a wood box, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine, assumingly. Gotta find a nice little spot to put him on. This ridge is as good as any ridge. Just park you all the way up here. Make you lie down and put you on defensive. Yeah, sure. Don't die, buddy.
This is the place. You know what to do.
I sure do. Bruh. Bruh. Why? Why must you be like this?
So the mission requires me to place a scanner in the terrain that'll scan for something specific like coordinates, and while that happens, a bunch of animals will come to attack me and try to break the scanner, which is why we boxed up the scanner to make it harder for them to break it, and they would most likely focus more on me, so I would be the bait.
And here's my first enemy. Oh, that's a fist. Ow. Fuck you. I'm really doing bad right now, to be honest. Not looking good here. I need this ugly fucker to... Oh, there's 2 more. Why not? Why not? Bro, one of y'all gotta die by now. Thank you. Oh, 2 more. Why not? Why not? Well, you don't want to die? That hurts. That hurts too. That hurts too. It all fucking hurts. There's so many compared to what there usually is when I do. I've done this mission so many times. There's so many this time around. But why? That's so hard. Why was that so hard for?
So I have done this mission a few times in the past and I don't remember it being this hard. But then again, it's been a while since last time I did it, so maybe I have just gotten worse at video games. But after finishing the scan and no more predator animals coming to absolutely slaughter me, I looted everything off their bodies and got the bones as well as many arrows back as I could, because I clearly didn't bring enough arrows. But that was not going to stop me from continuing on my journey. There is 3 scanners that needs to be finished, so I headed over to the next one right away.
Where's your fucking hitbox anyways? My bow just broke. Brother, did he just crawl in there? No, he's gone. Okay, well this fucking hurts.
We need you close to the scanner.
Yeah. Close to the scanner. Working on it. I'm busy dying. Oh, might die here.
Prospector.
Yeah. Close to the scanner. Close to the scanner. I hear you. Alright. Time to just stay alive. Time to just stay alive. Wait for the scanner. It's so far from finished. Oh, I'm gonna fucking die. Alright, it's good. Leave. I don't care. I have no interest in fighting them. Ow.
So after barely making it out of there alive, because the needlers are ruthless, they slow you down and throw spikes in your entire body, and my bow is broken. Their hitbox is hard to hit with a bow and nothing better with a knife. We did somehow make it out alive though. I did run out of food on the way though, but the game took me to this funny looking tree house because we triangulated the location for it. So I guess let's head on inside and see what it has to offer.
Rain resort. Nothing. I actually need that. And I'll take that.
All done. Let's get that beacon down and transmitting it.
Almost went flying. I'm taking it though.
Sounds like your paycheck's just arrived.
I'm keeping the beacon.
Check it out.
That is my beacon. Alright, well, I think I need to kill at least one more of these guys.
Now the mobs in the swamp drop something very exciting that you can use to make some really cool tools later on in the game. I'll get back to that eventually because it does pay a big effect in the rest of our journey. So we'll get back into it then. But I still have to harvest them now so we can start gathering the resource. And then after gathering my gift from space, I headed back to base and went to sleep. After getting home from my long journey, I started making some composites, which is one of the highest tier resources used for making good tools, weapons, and as well as workbenches. As of current, I am trying to make a chemistry bench though. I then placed my chemistry bench with plans of making mismatic tools, which I will explain what does shortly. Just know that they are absolutely broken, and let me know in the comments below if you have used them before and if you like them. I then crafted a compound bow, which is the best bow in the game, meaning we'd be able to deal with most creatures easily now. But we also plan on making real weapons in the near future, but this bow will certainly do well for now. I then crafted myself Mismatic Pickaxe, which is the most broken farming tool that's ever touched the world of video games. Basically, what it does is that if I farm a titanium ore, I will get 5 times as much per ore with this tool. But it'll be poisonous, so I will need the buffalo to carry it as it doesn't hurt him, and use a different machine to turn it into the 5 times of titanium. Basically meaning that every ore I farm with this tool, I'm basically farming 5 of them for the price and time of 1. So let's just say we are about to be rich. Next was to craft an alteration bench, which can be used for bettering the stats of armor, weapons, and tools. Basically the same as an enchantment table in Minecraft if we want to use those terms. So for the pickaxe, I made an attack speed attachment, meaning it'll farm 20% faster. And with this amazing tool at hand and my buffalo ready for a journey, I headed into the biggest and best cave this map has to offer, which is located in the connectors to the lava land. So it's time to start the farming montage and get as rich as we have ever gotten, and I'll probably not have to farm much after this journey.
Alright, we just gotta chill until the hypothermia goes away, which is in 4 minutes. Come inside, Buffalo. You deserve some rests. You lay down right there and get on my way. I'll take this, I'll take this, I'll take this, and I'll cook this in here, and this in here, and this in here.
And after waiting for some of the resources to cook up, I finally made obsidian armor, and this is where things are going to get weird. So bear with me as I explain how this all works. Just know that the obsidian armor is by far the best armor in the game. Now once I alterate the armor pieces, it's going to be overpowered, like a little too good, some might say. But I need to wait for more resources to cook, so we'll put it on hold for now. I then made a large water container for my animals, which is also automated, meaning I won't have to manually give them water anymore.
They are now getting water. One step closer to success. I don't know what else to give you guys level-wise.
I then placed the organic residue cleaner, which is where I cleaned the poison ore I farmed with my tools earlier, making an endless amount of resources.
Finally, that thing is working. What do we prioritize? Cooking first. We grab titanium, platinum first. Starts with titanium and then platinum. Get that done.
It was then time to expand my house a bit more because we were running out of room.
Make my box a bigger box. Make my current box one bigger box. There we go. That should work fine. Maybe we do some railings around it too, though. How would that work? Oh, that works fine. That works fine.
And with my base being expanded and my benches being placed a little better, it was finally time to work on my armor to finish it. Adding plating attachments to it gives it more physical resistance, as well as 40% more health regen on all the pieces. And this right here is why armor with alterations are absolutely broken.
If we did it right. Yeah. 99, 99, 99, 99.
Basically, what this armor does with the modules I am using and the alteration I am using puts me at 99% protection of both fire and normal resistance, meaning I am borderline unkillable. Well, like literally 99% unkillable, meaning the following hard quests and bosses we'll be overcoming will have to put up a good fight. But there are still things that can hurt me, like poison, which half the bosses in the game are, so. And with all of my new benches being in place, we were starting to run out of power. So we needed to make a solar panel, which we'll have a lot of in the future, but at least now we have one plus the generator we have been using. And it was finally time to let some sunlight into my base. So on two sides of it, I made some glass walls, meaning we get a little more sunlight shining into my little box. We'd be adding a lot more glass to the house in the near future to let more light in and make it look a lot prettier, like I mentioned a lot earlier. But for now, this is all I could afford. Building bases in this game is quite expensive, so it will have to wait until all of our resources have cooked up. So with a lot of my resources starting to cook up, I finally made some titanium tools, being the best normal tool in the game. I then made myself an advanced masonry bench, giving me more craftable building blocks, which we'd be using real soon. But to build the blocks I wanted, I would need a lot of stone. So obviously I did what anyone would do, and I went to farm. Surprise, I'm playing Icarus and I went to farm. And first thing I wanted to do to expand my house was to add a flooring around the entire base, which would later turn into a balcony for the floor downstairs and the floor above. I then added a few pillars and floors to my upstairs balcony, making it ready to be properly built in later on.
And then put a ceiling on the balcony too. Could honestly do that now, I guess. if I can afford it.
I also built a door for my entrance at last, as I guess it's not really a house unless we got a door. As well as a really nice fence on the first floor of my balcony, giving it some really nice style. I also finally added a ceiling to the balcony on the third floor, meaning things were coming together real nice. And not long from now would have a proper ceiling on my house and everything. As well as obviously a fence on that balcony as well, meaning we'd had some really good fences everywhere. I then decided to change how the third floor looked, as I wanted more sunlight shining into my base. I wanted to make all the walls on that floor into glass, meaning it would look a lot better. And with the walls on that floor being glass, I upgraded the floors on the floor to glass as well, which according to math should make my base light up a lot more during days of sunlight.
Whoa, so fancy. So fancy now. Yeah, that made it a lot better. Good shout, John. Good shout, good shout, good shout. That definitely made it prettier.
And with my house being in a good place, not entirely done yet, but still looking pretty good, it was finally time for me to start working on setting up a proper kitchen. As doing that will give me some really good food recipes to cook up some good food for better XP buffs, as well as damage, health, and stamina buffs. So I chose a nice corner on my second floor to build a fully built kitchen with enough deployables and space to basically become Gordon Ramsay up there. And with a proper kitchen being built, I also built a freezer, which makes food not spoil at all as long as it's left in there, making it easy to not waste any ingredients. I then went out to farm a bunch of wheat, as it's a key ingredient for me to make the foods I am planning on making. And with all the wheat I farmed, I made a bunch of flour, as that's the ingredient I needed it for. As well as salt, as it means I can salt my food to make it last longer outside of the freezer, but by salting the food, it basically does it so the food lasts for double the time within my inventory, which could be really helpful for good food recipes. I then chose to turn my small house into a fully built greenhouse with enough planer boxes to grow me all the food I would ever need. I would also soon turn the walls of it into glass, which would make it grow even faster and better as it gets a greenhouse effect. So after setting up all the wires as well as I could to connect all the planer boxes to water, all I needed was to upgrade all the walls to glass. And as you can see, we now have plenty of things growing in here and would have some amazing food buffs really soon. Just to clear out any confusion, the days between 50 and 70, a lot of the time was spent within my base, simply waiting for resources to cook from the mismatic tools and growing food, and just a lot of waiting around. So it might seem like the days are going by really fast compared to earlier and later days, but it's simply to make the best content for you guys and not just watch me make copper wires and watch me wait for resources to be made. But one thing I did make though was outside of the green hive was a beehive, meaning I would be able to make even more food items once I had enough honey. And before you knew it, my crops were ready to be gathered, so I gathered every single one and let it regrow for even more ingredients in the future. The sugar canes that we grew, we turned into sugar cubes, as it was an important ingredient for one of the foods I planned on making. Now I also needed a lot of meat as well as more leather, as I was running short on it, and there's no better way of getting it than by using a condenser to get resources, as well as it spawning literally about 100 animals.
But as of right now, we need leather and we need a lot of meat to make animal fat and other things. So the best way to get such items is to stick this thing down right here. And I assume we all remember how this goes. They're all stuck on the tree up there. Oh, wow. What the hell? You guys are supposed to be angry at me, not it. Get away. Health check. Should be good. What's the health check? I can't even see it. Can I not have this goddamn storm thing? Can the storm please go away? Bro, they're literally tweaking on the branch. They're fighting each other. Oh, go away. Bro, back up. There's a Moa here, just chilling. Hello. It hurts my heart to kill the cubs, but it's gotta be done. Hurts my soul.
And as you can see by my inventory, we hereby should have enough meat, leather, and fur and bones to survive the rest of our days on this planet. I would definitely recommend doing this if you were to ever need these resources in Icarus. Now, first food I wanted to make myself was the shepherd roll, which gives you a lot of buffs, and some of them being 150 more health, 150 more stamina, more health regen, as well as 10% XP buff. And once they were all finished being made, I had to salt them as well. And because my freezer was getting full from all the ingredients, I had to make an extra freezer as well. Next thing on my grocery list that I wanted to make was cake. Chocolate cake has amazing stats, giving you both 300 more health, 200 more stamina, 25% XP gain, and a few other regeneration buffs as well. And the beauty of it is that by making one cake, you get 7 slices, giving you those exact same stats. I then made kiwi fruit sorbet, giving you 150 more stamina, as well as another 30% XP gain. And keep in mind that all of the XP buffs do stack, meaning we were almost at 100% more XP gain right now. And the fourth food item I was going for was to be the roast vegetable, giving you 225 more stamina and 10% more damage, meaning we had some really good buffs and shouldn't struggle with gaining experience whatsoever from now on. And in preparation of going to do some cool missions finally, I made myself a new gun. I wanted to use the light automatic carbine as I hadn't tried it in the past and I wanted to give it a go. So all I needed next was to make bullets for it as well.
Well, we might as well get some extra XP while we're sitting in base. Like, we might as well get all the XP we can get. There you go. W food buffs. Health bar ain't looking too bad either. Stamina bar is looking mighty fine. Stamina bar is beautiful.
Now, as you can see, food buffs are very helpful considering how amazing my health and stamina bar is looking right now. And just to feed your farmer brains, this is the amount of ore we currently have from using the bismatic tools earlier. We still have more cooking as well, but as you can see, we are very rich right now. Now, we're still running out of power throughout the day, so I had to put down yet another solar panel outside to generate more power, as well as building another battery rack, which basically stores the extra power that doesn't get used for the nighttime when solar panels aren't powered, which is great to have as well. I then built a better water purifier and an oxygen dissolver, meaning we'd have longer lasting oxygen and better lasting water as well. They're also way faster to fill in the tanks, as well as just being super convenient. Now, I was planning on going to do missions in the morning, but I didn't want to start it this late in the day, so while I was waiting, I built my roof to make it look a lot better.
Okay, moment of truth. Do my home look like a home now? Or no? You know what? It's not bad. We need to do something with the entrance and maybe something around those windows. Like, we need to make it look like, make the entrance look a little prettier around there, and maybe something around the glass there. Once we get that down, it'll look nice.
And with my house looking a lot better, it was finally time to accept my next mission and head out in the morning. And in the morning, the game sent me to this compound looking place out in the swamp, and I had to go deal with whatever was within.
Bombs.
That would be the aforementioned obstacles. You will need to clear a path. They shouldn't be a problem for a prospector of your caliber.
I got it. I'm already inside. I don't die. This is tower defense. Yeah. This is the fun one. Also known as the dangerous one.
Please proceed to search the encampment for Group 15 equipment.
We're stuck. Damn. Blew up my wall. Alright, we gotta keep the hammer on us. Is there one wood in here maybe? Maybe I can break this for one wood. Last time you burnt the house down. That was an accident.
It needs to be powered.
Working on it.
Seems like our thief will
Bro, my
disturb local wildlife.
entire inventory got
Be prepared.
cooked.
I'm sure you can.
Make double check that the walls are still good health, that it didn't like break during the restarts. Nah, we're good. Alright, well, let's get to it. God damn. I don't like those guys. Die, damn. Oh shit, it almost broke. My spike actually almost broke already. I'm just shooting the wall. I actually can't shoot off the side. Stupid birds are coming already too. Bruh. What do you guys want? What do you want? Damn. I missed my shotgun. I ain't even gonna lie. Yeah, nah, I low-key missed my shotgun. Bro, where are you going? Come back. Jesus. Okay. Only 100 bullets left. Yeah, we're only 40% done. Nah, I need my shotgun. This thing sucks. Or it's not bad, it's just not a shotgun. Does that make sense? Like, it's not bad. It's just the shotgun is just... They're gonna fucking break the whole thing. Pulling it out. 40 bullets left. 18. That's the way I lose here, right? Nah, we don't lose. Gotta somehow deal with Ugly Boy and we're good. I'm literally not doing damage to him. Yo, go away from that. Get off that. I can't crit hit him at all. Bruh. Bruh, where are you going? I can't crit hit him. Like, I physically can't crit hit them. About fucking time you died. Bruh, and there's more. Die. Die. All of you die. Just stab him right in the stomach. 94%. Just gotta deal with these last few. No one told me I needed a whole beacon. Can you just die? No, die. 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 Thank you. Please. You two, go away. Jesus. Hi, Ben. Are you ready to run for your fucking life? Run, Ben. Run. Run. Run.
We've decided that the
Run.
site and surrounding.
Wow.
So after fighting for my life for the longest time dealing with these cruel animals and me choosing to use the rifle instead of the trusted shotgun, it was a lot harder than I anticipated. Even with my armor being as strong as it is and all of the food buffs, it was still a difficult task. But we did manage to get out of there in the end. Also, can we just take a moment to talk about how amazing that laser looked? Let me know in the comments if you have seen and done it before. And after making it home from this journey, I wanted to relax a little bit. So I did what anybody would. I made even more rugs so I could get even more sleeping buffs. I assume that's what everyone would. I also made a shotgun as I finally needed some better firepower. I also made a narrow barrel attachment for it, giving it better accuracy as well as more critical damage. And with my new shotgun in place, slug bullets being made, and me itching for more action, I did just that. I started yet another mission, but this time they wanted to send me out to the lava land. So I headed towards the location, and by the time I got there, they sent me towards a little house out there.
GG kneecaps. Nah, they're fine. Ben's got strong knees. Why? They're so nice. So pretty. There's supposed to be more of them. There we go. Straight up aim labs out here. Sorry, Ben. What the fuck?
I have scanned the area and ensured that no other contractors are in the vicinity. Only you and I will know the particulars of this assignment. Once completed, you'll
Now, hang on just a second. Prospectors aren't guns for hire.
Yeah, I am.
We do anything.
Mr. Belinsky.
Once I had gotten more information about who I was tracking, I went further into the biome, guided towards where the game wanted me to go.
You check and see if there's more recordings.
I ain't clicking nothing until I've looted. Because last time when I started looting, I died. You blew me up, so I'm looting first and then clicking. Loot and then click. In that order. I want the furnaces. I want it all. All right, there you go. Over encumbered. We should be fine, though. Could break the bench down and, you know, take the whole bench. I'm not hurting on electronics, so I don't care. We learned that. Weight capacity, I guess. Just because, why not? Boink. Loki need the railings. Might steal the railings. It's 100% slower. That's an accident. I misclicked.
After getting a bunch of free items and killing some small spiders, I headed even further into the biome as requested, where we were about to face our biggest enemy yet.
Come on then, ugly. Ow. Just stand still. Where are you going? You're gonna lay eggs? Bro, you fall over? Idiots. Oh, stop running away. Stop running away. I forget that actually does damage. He keeps pushing me into lava. The hop. I don't want to be in lava. Sure you did. Before I go anywhere, I'm securing Mr. Ben.
Now this boss fight wasn't very hard because of the 99 protection and fire protection that I have that is fully accessible within the game itself. And it is completely vanilla even though it does not feel that way. But in the future I will probably try not to use it as I do believe it to be overpowered. But after securing Ben, the game took me into a cave where the voice on the radio would argue about something along the lines of doing experiments on animals. And then they basically had a massive argument, and that's a cliffhanger that they left us on. At least to my my understanding, and if you have a better understanding of the lore, please let me know in the comments down below. And my journey for this mission ended with me riding home to safety in this beautiful landscape into the night. After successfully making it home for my journey, the first thing I did was to place my new electric furnaces, meaning I'd be able to cook all of my resources a lot faster, as well as placing all the solar panels I got as well, meaning we now had 6 solar panels, which surely would provide all the power I could possibly need. And with a really big journey up ahead, I needed a lot of wood so I could make ramps and other items, so I went out to farm a bunch of trees.
Okay, let's make 18 ramps. Oh, I need more fiber. Let's make 18 ramps. And then we'll depot everything else.
I also needed to farm dirt, as I would be needing dirt foundations for this journey to make sure that Ben would survive where I was headed. And before you know it, I was heading into the Ashlands, being the hardest environment Icarus has made, having no food or water source, as well as me losing water and food faster than normal biomes, and it feeling like a maze and having some really powerful animals as well. But I'd still try my hardest to get there. So after crafting everything I needed, I traveled through terrain, caves, lava, and an endless amount of dead terrain. And once I made it to the Ashlands, it was time to start mapping out the area to find my way back home, as there is no map here, meaning I had to use these beacons to find my way both to my destination as well as back home.
All right, let's see if we can keep Ben alive this time. It's going to be a task to keep him alive, but we'll try. We'll try our hardest to leave Ben alive and well. It is pretty hard terrain to walk in for him though. So far, he's doing well.
And with my luck, when the sun came down, there was a terrible storm. And as you can see, I literally couldn't see a thing. And there was monsters around as well.
Oh God. You are so big. Hello?
And after making it through this area somehow, I had finally made it to my destination, where I found this little camp.
We are at our destination. Ben, get your ass over here. While I go loot. Yeah, I'm placing like a path, baby, basically. It's like a pathing thing. Nothing I need here. Nothing I need here. I definitely don't need an iron knife. Canteen. Nothing. Quick fix. Basic bandage. Vitamins. Removes water quality in place of another. Nice. I'll put all of it in my med bag. There we go. 100 more beacons. Yippee.
Also, I'm not going to bore you guys too much with me traveling to destinations, mapping out the biome, as it really took forever, as well as needing to go all the way back home to start a new mission. But not long after, it was actually quite long after, the game did send me to a camp where people were hurt, and the question was whether or not I would be saving them.
I think we found it. There's a big yellow truck at least. Usually a good sign. Y'all friendly or... Bro, I ain't got the fucking water and shit to fix you guys up. Y'all can go fuck yourself, no? What the fuck do you want me to do? Bro, what the fuck? I do not have the water for this shit. Bruh. I'm out of water now. No. No. Fuck you. Fuck all of you guys. I'm taking your shit and I'm leaving. Taking all your shit and I'm walking out. Y'all can fucking die in here for all I care. Fuck all of you.
And of course, while I was trying to get back home again after saving those people, as you can clearly see that I did, the storm hit me yet again. After making it home from the Ashlands for now, I did what I do after all of my journeys. I placed a weird amount of rugs outside to give me better sleeping buffs, and if you have watched this far into the video and still haven't considered doing it, Are you even really watching? And with my sleeping buff being so highly increased, next thing I wanted to do was to place fences around my island. They do have taller defense walls, but I didn't want to ruin the look of my home. So I placed the fences instead, and honestly, I think it turned out great.
It looks so wonky and therefore it looks nice. But now we have like a little fence going on around it. And honestly, it looks nice. We just gotta fix it over here.
And at this point, I realized that my fighting days was pretty much finished. I just wanted to grow old out here and enjoy my time. So I grabbed myself a fishing rod and got myself some rare fish in different biomes.
That's the same one again. I'm pretty sure there's only 2 fish in here. That's a void Springfields. There's a different one at least. But that's pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Check your videos. I need to check it. Yes, I will do it there. Ooh, this one's rare. This one's rare. I will do it once I'm done fishing. Who's Ben? My horse. Look, we got rare. We got rare fish. Whee. We got a rare fish.
And after becoming a pro fisherman, getting the rarest fish in the game, I ended my 100 days on this planet the way anyone would. Maybe not the way anyone would, but how I would. But before I become a cruel, hated person, make sure to let me know in the comments down below if you made it this far by typing 2456. Also, let me know if you'd like to see another video on me doing another 100 days video on Icarus in the future on a different map. See ya!